"150 years, there's sure been a lot happen and a lot changed, but you know, it's because sheep travel well with people, and Columbus brought them over here way before 150 years ago, and then they settled on the East Coast, and they were all trailed out west with the covered wagons. A huge amount of sheep came to the west, and once they got out here in the west and my part of the world, there weren't enough markets for them, and so they had to trail some of them back east, and then the railroads showed up again, and so they started shipping everything by rail and moving the meat and the livestock. And look at today, now with trucks and containers, we're still moving sheep from coast to coast and worldwide. I don't know, some of the major changes probably have to be the changes we made in the genetics of our sheep and the breeds that we've developed here in the United States to fit the situations that we have. The Targhee, the Columbia, the Polypay that'll lamb out of season. We've made a lot of changes in the breeds of the sheep and made them dual purpose and even maybe triple purpose if you look at the milk sheep and the hair sheep that we have coming into this country today. They were all pretty generic 150 years ago, but today we have breeds and sizes and types found nowhere else in the world, and some of the best genetics in the world. So sheep really play a big role in help developing this country because they started out as wool producing sheep that created the economies that the smaller communities needed, hence the name, National Wool Growers. And today, it's an American sheep industry, and it really involves all facets of the industry, from the producers to the feeders to the lamb processors.
Well, from the time that I grew up, farming and ranching in my part of the world was a very diversified field, one that grew multiple species of crops and livestock. And as times went on, different production systems were dropped off that scheme. Efficiencies were gained, and those production systems were kind of left behind for that one that became more efficient, one that became more profitable. And I think all of agriculture is moving down that road today, especially the agronomy sector is becoming more of a monoculture, one of corn and beans, and perhaps even we can include cattle in there. It seems to be the one that seems to be growing and the one that people are moving to.
Some of the last ones are still we're still in production and still in business, and here we are, the oldest national livestock association in the United States. Yeah, that's something to be proud of, and we're all diehards, and we're proud to be diehards, and I want to be a part of seeing it grow. And I think everybody that's here or that's attending the convention has the same attitude as I do. We're proud to be sheep people.
We have a fantastic opportunity this week during our convention to celebrate what no other organization in the livestock business has done, nationally at least, and that's celebrate the 150th anniversary. It's something that we can take great pride in. It didn't come easily. There were a lot of trials and tribulations, a lot of things that happened at the farm ranch gate, as well as national politics that the producer leaders of this organization that have had to dealt with, and they've done a wonderful job doing it. Adapted to a lot of changes we see from the merger of the American Sheep Industry Association resulting from ASPC and the National Wool Growers. That wasn't easy either, but they've made it work and in all the changes that it took to become an effective voice for the American sheep man and woman.
You know, as much as we've seen change in 150 years, some things never change. Sheep men will always be stewards of the land, because we know if we take care of the land's going to take care of the sheep, and the sheep are going to take care of us. One of my favorite quotes is, "No animal has given more comfort to mankind than has the sheep." I guess probably the biggest challenge that I've seen in the last 50 years was the attitude the American public put on production agriculture. The 70s through the 90s, there was a lot of negativity associated with those of us in production agriculture, not just sheep and cattle. public land users, but the farming and everything. And we were losing our greatest resource, our kids. So we were losing our greatest resource. That was our kids that grew up on these ranches, that had the knowledge and the work ethics. I'm really pleased to see that that's turned around. In the last 10 or 15 years, we've got our young kids coming back to production agriculture, and they're a great, great asset. And the other thing, big change, is women are coming back to production agriculture, not just in a subsidiary role. They're running the ranches. 3 of my 5 neighboring ranches are being run by women under 35 years of age, and one of them is running 2 bands of sheep. It's a great change from where we were in the 70s to the 90s. The people that come to work with us, you know, we started out with the Basque people that came over. A lot of them became successful running their own ranches. The Irish, all of these people that have come over, and they've come over as immigrants, and they worked with sheep because that's what they knew. And today we're you know, bringing young people or herders in out of Peru, giving opportunities for them to make their families better, improve their lifestyle for their kids. Certainly that is the most pleasing part of raising sheep in my lifetime, is given the opportunities for people in other countries to immigrate to this country and get a good start and become good citizens. For every 1,000 head of sheep we have in this country, we're creating 18 jobs.